Hi Gemini, welcome to Swedish Dharma Tarot. My name's Christina. I'm a Swedish Australian working as a medium. Just have to pick up some cards. Psychic, healer and artist. And it's probably the first time you're watching. I say that because it's only the sixth time. It's only the sixth time that I'm doing a reading for you guys. The star just fell out. Good sign. I'd also like to point out that these readings are very specific. They go straight to one person, possibly two or three that can recognize themselves in the reading. So if it doesn't resonate, please check check your other planets, and if you recognize somebody else in the reading, please share this with them. I'd like it if you shared it in any case, and even press the like and even subscribed and leave a comment. Then if you're watching on a mobile, then you have to scroll down to the bottom of the page. Don't forget that. So let's see what Spirit needs to tell you or wants to tell you. What does Gemini need to know, dear Spirit? The card that fell out, the star, this is for me, maybe for all readers, I don't know. Inanna is the goddess because there are all goddesses in the major arcana in this goddess tarot. And it's a card, it's actually Aquarius card, but it's also the card when it comes up in a reading, then I can see that this person is becoming more and more true to themselves and being able to project themselves in a truer, more honest way. So let's see what's coming. I find it quite exciting to start off with that card. Yeah, like I said, the Goddess Tarot, that's what I work with. They're made by Chris Walter, and they're fabulous. I can't work with any other deck. I play around with others, but I do tend to get lost. So I just keep to this one. I'll stay with this one. So this is interesting. This is a Gemini man coming up here. Mr. Gemini. Here we are. A King of Swords. So he's quite mature. And yeah, I understand why the star card came up, because he's in a bit of a dither. He's not really himself at the moment. And can I understand why? Possibly it has to do with a workaholic again. It was the same for Pisces. I wonder why this is coming up for the second time in 4 signs. But we will talk about addiction, about dependency and codependency if there's a partner involved. He has a family, this man. And there's a lot of sorrow in the family. I don't know if it's because of his absence necessarily. Yeah. I'm not sure. But his wife certainly understands that there's a problem here. And there is. When we overindulge in anything, whether it's food or work, alcohol or drugs, it's an escape. There's an unwillingness there also to address the real problem, which often is grounded in anxiety and depression. And so it's an escape. And I see that he's no different. It's an interesting reading in that way, because this is the start. We can see this, I can see you, Mr. Gemini, going towards your sobriety, which is terrific. And then the next 2 cards, the 9 of Staves And the card Balance, which is an African queen called Jemima, and they say it's time now to create balance, of course, not to get out of balance. It's time to create balance. And these three, here's work coming up actively and an active communication with work. I don't know if you can get this. Hang on. I'll try again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Right, so, I can't believe it. Oh, no dexterity whatsoever. Hang on. I find this so difficult. I'm used to having somebody on the other side of the table to show. What about doing it like that? So, work here, it's active. Communication with work is active. And beside here is the card number 13. It could be death, I think, maybe in the classical tarot. But it's a transformative card. It's the card of Scorpio. And when it comes up reverse, you're reluctant to transform, to change. So you are on your way, dear Gemini friend. You will make it, I'm sure, but you are really being challenged at the same time. So, yeah, you will get your bearings too. I think they're saying also that this is a problem that you've inherited from your own father. And that's often the way. It's a generational disease. And it doesn't matter if it's work or drugs. The dynamic is always the same. And it goes from one generation to the next. So if, for example, I grew up with an alcoholic father and a codependent mother, I'm per definition codependent when I leave home. And yeah, I've needed to work a lot with that. I didn't understand it until I was in my 40s, but worked actively with it and against it. And so awareness is always number one. The dynamic is the same in all families, and within the consequences are always the same. But of course, it can be a lot worse for some people than others, depending on when you realize you have a problem and work for sobriety. You're feeling very powerless, I see here. And maybe you've been left outside the family as well. I see your family life coming up here. It's the Four of Pentacles coming up in reverse. So this is for sure family life for me, and it's like you don't have it. And you're feeling very powerless, very very naive, like you don't know what do I need to do. The thing is, you will know, and you will succeed, because do you remember what fell out in the beginning? The star. You're in the middle of this process. You haven't really started on your path to sobriety. Well, I think you have one foot in there. And so there's still some doubts. But trust in yourself. You will get the strength from the universe and yourself to pull your way out of this. And maybe in that process be able to reunite with your family. Wouldn't that be something? So that's what the tarot cards have to say to you. And let's take a look at the Goddess Oracle Guidance cards. Doreen Virtues, one of her very many. And this is a present that I received from my soul sister Julia in Australia. It's very nice to be able to use them when I'm working. Oh, here we go. Una. Easy, does it? There's no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect timing. Well, I think that was a beautiful piece of advice for you, Gemini. Geminis have a tendency to be very efficient. And why would you be different in this situation? But you don't have to be. Just take your time, let things evolve, and don't forget to breathe. Yeah. We'll have a look at the yogic path as well. A beautiful oracle deck written by Sahara Rose, and the artist is Daniel Knoll. Here we find deities and things from yoga, spirituality, Ayurveda, lots of things. So, Spirit, please, what would you like for Mr. Gemini to know, and yeah, give him some strength in his process. Right, I will cut the deck. Niyamas. Niyamas. I wonder what that can be. Yoga. 65 we're going to. Niyamas. 8 stages of yoga. Laws of personal observance. You're beginning to reap the rewards of the inner transformational work you have done. You will be. We saw in the reading that you were rejecting this transformation. But this is a step ahead. This is just the beginning of a lifelong practice of personal observance. Yes, that's terrific, and it's the basis of all recovery. It's the basis of all psychological problems as well. We have to dare to look within. And once we look within, we find things, we have to accept what we find as well. And then we can begin to change or transform. Tune into what your soul needs at this moment. Are there toxins in your body and mind that need saucer, purity? Are you experiencing contentment, santosa, for all the blessings you've been given? Are you using your tapas, disciplined energy, to take you toward your dharma, divine purpose? I think you are, Mr. Gemini. Continue the practice of svadhyaya, self-study. There's always more that you'll find when you open up the pathway to your true spirit. Take some extra time for yourself each day to practice Isvara Pranidhana, the celebration and contemplation of spirit. What a beautiful ending. All the best of luck, Mr. Gemini. Bye. Take care.